Welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to be reviewing the Worksharp 3000. Stick with me. This review is going to be different from my other reviews because normally I take the item out, I show you the specs, the features, how to use it, and then do like an outro. That was getting super boring, and there was way too much footage that it was just, I didn't want to waste your guys' time with it. So if you want the quick answer, if you plan on just buying this machine and only buying sandpaper, I don't recommend it. If you buy this machine and you plan on investing in diamond plates and a strop, then I would recommend it. So that's the short answer. We'll dive into that a little bit more if you want to stick around. I have to start with giving you a little bit of backstory as to how this whole thing came about. So one of our subscribers, Scott, reached out to me and asked my opinion on the Worksharp 3000. I told him I've never used it before. I've heard mixed reviews. Hopefully one day I will. He said, well, what if I buy it, send it to you, you can do your review, do a video, and then just send it back? And I was like, for real? That's awesome. I was like, absolutely, that would be great. Thank you. And he did. He sent me the machine. He also sent me the Irwin chisels that you're going to see us prepping up. I'll do a review on those. And he also sent the Bridge City block plane, the one with the wings. So I'll do a review on that also. So thank you, Scott. I've really enjoyed this process, and I truly appreciate you for doing this because I'm really just kind of a baby YouTube channel right now. So thank you. The other part of this backstory is the machine you see in this video is not the one that Scott sent me, because the one that he sent me was brand new in the box, but the disc had a wobble, which created some serious, see that line right there? Created some serious lines in the chisels. So I reached out to the Worksharp customer service. I said, this is the issue that I'm running into. They said, oh yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Do this and we'll send you a replacement. And they did. So huge shout out to them for standing behind their product. But the other thing I want to mention is they got back to me within the day. The issue I was having was solved in a day. Emailed them, done. The next machine was on its way to me the next day, and then within 3 days, I received it. And that's almost unheard of now with customer service. Normally, you send an email, wait a day, and get a response. You send an email, you wait a day and get a response, and it's this like long, drawn-out, annoying process. Not with these guys. They solved it fast. So huge shout out to them for doing that because, trust me, we appreciate it. All right, so let me dive into the review of this. This is where I'm going to start showing you guys me using this machine. So let me start by saying, on average, it's about $225. The sandpaper does not last long at all. And the sandpaper is not cheap to replace. So you're constantly going to be buying sandpaper for this because it wears out pretty fast. You'll have to check the prices on Amazon because they fluctuate. Right now it's on sale. I think it's 15 bucks for 4, but I've seen it at 25 and you'll have to look it up yourself. The other issue that I run into with this is this new machine did not have a wobble, but I was still getting lines, as you'll be able to see in the footage. I'm still getting lines and I couldn't figure out how to not have that happen. With a plain iron, I don't worry about it too much, but when it comes to chisels, you want that back to be perfectly flat and not have any indents. So flattening the backs of chisels on this was very tough, and I still didn't get it right after trying for hours. The other thing to mention is it is very, very easy to mess up. This machine is not forgiving at all. So what you have to do is you have to take the chisel or the plane iron, set it on the edge, drop it down fast. If you hold it on the edge too long, boom, you've got a line in it. If you drop it down too fast, you accidentally lift it up, boom, you've got a back bevel. And it really happens that fast. It does. The other issue you run into is when you're done sharpening and you're ready to lift it up off the disc, if you don't lift it perfectly parallel and flat up, you're digging into one side, which I did multiple times. I would dig in one corner because I didn't pick that side up fast enough. I tilted it up, which created a back bevel. I leaned it back, which created a line, and it's not forgiving. It is not a forgiving machine, and these mistakes can happen very fast, very easily. I've been practicing the old machine. I had it for about 2 weeks, and I used it almost every single day trying to get used to it. This machine, it was still the same thing. I couldn't get it right, and the mistakes still happen. So that's something to really keep in mind if you're planning on using this to flatten the backs of stuff. Now, when the sandpaper was fresh and new, it was pretty quick to get the backs flat. But because of those mistakes and because of those lines, it's faster and easier to do it on just diamond plates or sandpaper glued onto a piece of glass or wood. Now, I have seen people that actually build a platform that's level with the disc, and I love that idea for plane irons because it eliminates all of that issue. With chisels, you would have to get a little bit creative or build like a shorter platform because the handle and the socket gets in the way. So what did I like about this machine? Does it make things square using that bottom part to sharpen the bevels? Yes. And that was one of my concerns is, does it actually sharpen square? Because it's a disc spinning. You know what I mean? The inside and the outside, they spin differently, but it did. It made them square. They've got all of that figured out correctly. I loved this machine for putting for putting a micro bevel on things, not a back bevel. Please don't do that to chisels. I loved it for a micro bevel. You put it in there, it does the micro bevel, you take it out, and you can flatten the back. So what I really liked is if you are going to stick with this machine and use it as like your in-between sharpening, because in all honesty, you don't have to flatten the backs of things often, and you don't have to reset primaries often. So if you wanted this for in-between sharpenings, take the highest grit sandpaper on one side of the glass, and then again, the highest grit sandpaper on the other side of the glass. Because then what you can do is sharpen the bevel, take it out, flatten the back, take it off, sharpen the bevel, take it out, flatten the back, and boom, you're done. You're sharpened, ready to go again. So I love that feature that you can do both. Now, I don't know when it comes to the diamond plates if you can get one that has the same grit on both sides, or maybe there's one that like, I don't know. You'll have to figure that out, but that's something to keep in mind that I love, that you can go from bevel to back very quick. Now, if you're going to use this machine for lathe tools or carving tools or something like that, I really like it. If you're going to freehand on the top of it, be a little bit careful because it'll take something out of your hand if you use too much pressure. So if you set a carving tool down and you have too much pressure with it, it'll take it out of your hand. So be prepared with that. But I do like the idea of being able to freehand those odd shaped lathe tools and carving tools and stuff like that on the top of this. So when it comes to investing in this machine, again, that is the only time that I recommend it. Investing in this machine would be getting those diamond plates because they're flat. You won't have the indents in the side. I don't know that they're going to be any more forgiving, so you'll still have to be careful with your mistakes, but they'll be flat. You won't be getting the lines in things. The other thing is they last longer than sandpaper. So that's a huge step up right then and there. Now, when it comes to getting the strop, so the other thing is getting the strop. I don't know what grits the sandpaper, I don't know what grits the diamond plates go to, but whatever that grit is, you might want to hit it on a strop after that, unless the diamond plates can get up to, I don't know, 12K. I have a whole video that talks about sharpening and grits and stuff like that. I'll put a little card in the corner if I remember, but so there you go. I highly recommend upgrading to diamond plates because it's going to save you money in the long run, and they're also flat. If you are going to stick with sandpaper, the only way to do it is to build a platform to hopefully take out some of those mistakes. Honestly, even with the diamond plates, I'd probably build a platform for it. I love the feature of being able to sharpen the bevel in the back. I love that because you can flip it on, sharpen the bevel, sharpen the back, and you're back to work. That would be very fast to me, but when it comes to flattening the backs and resetting the primaries, again, you don't have to do it often, but it would be faster for me to do it on a grinder or flattening the backs on a piece of sandpaper glued down to glass. So this is my opinion of the machine. You are allowed your own and I'm allowed my own. So if you disagree with me or agree with me, either way, feel free to let us know down below. If you got this machine and you upgraded it to diamond plates and a strop or whatever, please let us know down below how you like it. If you guys have any questions, anything like that, again, let us know. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.